So this week's STD chat is pretty interesting because I think that lesbians, well, first of all, before I get into any of that, it's really hard for me to follow Lori's video because she's a nurse and I work for a credit card company, so I don't have all this insight like she has. I mean, if you want to know about getting a lower interest rate or, how to get a good line of cash advance, like, we could talk. We could do a whole fucking video on it. But to follow Lori and her knowledge, it's going to be really hard. So the first thing that I want to talk about, which is huge within the gay community, because this just isn't a lesbian channel. This is a community for everybody. Gays, lesbian, bi, transgender, everybody, is HIV/AIDS. And to prevent that, we all know how to prevent it. You guys have to be smart. In fact, I had an HIV/AIDS test a couple months ago because Melody had to take one for a class for credit. So we went to the Gay and Lesbian Center where they have free testing, and I think it takes 20 minutes to get your results. And I was so nervous those 20 minutes after they pricked their finger and put it on the thing, waiting for my results. I know 99% chance I don't have it, but you start thinking about, like, who did I sleep with in the last so-and-so years? And, like, were they dirty? Or, like, you don't know. But, I mean, luckily it was negative, just like any pregnancy test I would ever take. But it's really nerve-wracking to take a test like that. But if you get the opportunity to take one for free, I would suggest doing it just to have a little peace of mind, just in case you may suspect something. That way you could get ahead of it. If for an unfortunate chance you do have it, it's something that you can definitely work on, getting better and slowing it down or whatever it is that you do to help slow the process. Because, there's no cure, and that's sad. Another STD that I think we should talk about is herpes. Yay, herpes. I don't know why I just said yay, herpes. I don't think herpes deserves the yay chair, but whatever. Talking about STDs is really weird for me because I don't talk about it. But there's a myth that some people think that lesbians don't get herpes, but they do. And in fact, there's people out there who probably don't even know they have it, because when you have a herpes outbreak, from what I hear, it's sometimes you don't even know, or you think it's an ingrown hair or whatever, but you have to be careful. And there's these things that you can get at the sex shop. They're called dental dams, and it's like a big, like, if you popped a balloon and you had this stretchy stuff from the balloon, basically that's what it is. It's like a latex sheet that you lay over the vagina and you lick it. And sometimes they're flavored, but it would be like, it would suck because you're not getting like the full flavor, for a really bad word choice of what you're doing. It's like licking a lollipop with a wrapper on it. But if you know your partner has herpes, it's a very smart choice for you guys, because it shows that you care about yourself and your own health, and not only that, their health, and you're not making them feel bad. I mean, it is awkward because you're like, hold on, and you have to, like, pull it out or whatever, kind of like putting a condom on for a guy. But definitely something that gets transmitted a lot in the lesbian community. Also, if you have oral herpes and you have like a bump and you go down on your chick, I've heard that it can be transmitted that way. You can give oral to vaginal and vaginal to oral if you're having an outbreak. And also, like, if you have herpes and you think, oh, I'm not having an outbreak, well, there's times when they shed. This is all information I read online. I'll link it over there. Where it's like you're having an outbreak, but you don't feel anything, so you could even transmit it then. So it's really difficult, you guys. And if you get it, it's probably really painful and cumbersome because you have to deal with that shit all the time. But there is medication you can take to control the outbreak, so heed my advice. Please be careful with that. Also, I'm going to touch on something that Lori said. If you're trans, FTM, and you refuse to go get your vagina checked out by the gynecologist, you're setting yourself up for disaster. As butch as I am, you guys, I go and I fucking humiliate myself while I sit in those stirrups and get poked and prodded, and I hate it, but I have to do it because I'm a girl. And even my doctor was like, you need to come in for your pap smear. I'm like, I know. And she's like, you are a female. Like, wake up, AJ. Like, you think like a man, but your body is a woman. So it's really important. And if you've ever seen the documentary Southern Comfort about an FTM, he was refused treatments by doctors because he was an FTM, and he eventually died of ovarian cancer because they were refusing treatments. And no doctor can refuse you treatment based on that. And if they do, freaking sue them, man. Lawsuit, screaming lawsuit. So definitely, please get your vajayjay looked at. They can't discriminate against you. Sorry, I have a notepad here and I'm trying to get my advice out to you guys and not sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, because some of these things I don't know what I'm talking about. Lastly, somebody emailed us and asked, can you get herpes or an STD from a toilet seat? And unless you're like rubbing all over the toilet seat and it's some dirty toilet seat, you may get crab lice. But crab lice only lives off your body for 24 hours. When I was in the Army, we had outhouses out in the field, and it said, like, warning, may get crab lice. Like, I would rather hold my pee and pee, like, 10 hours later than use the outhouse. A little bit of information you probably never wanted to know, but you cannot get an STD from a toilet seat or shaking hands. Or anything like that. That's like the AIDS myth from the 80s, like shaking hands or being in the same room or sharing a glass of water. Well, maybe you could get oral herpes from that, but, you know, we can't be thinking things like that. If you take the little toilet seat paper and put it over and you're not rubbing your vagina all over the seat, I think you're going to be fine. I think you'll be just fine. So, that's my little video this week on STDs. And I hope you found it informative. I was going to go to the sex shop and buy a dental dam, but then I didn't have time. But you guys can go get them. They're come in a bag, and they're like this big. They're really awkward. But hey, if you know your partner has it, then you need to be extremely careful. Lastly, I just want to give a shout out to this really rad clothing company. DXCC Clothing makes these really cool t-shirts that say equality, and they're all about equality t-shirts for everybody. I hope you could see that equality. So check them out online. I'll put their link over there. Michelle has one also. Just because if you have an STD, your life isn't over. Remember that. Life goes on. There's awesome things to look forward to, like traffic tickets, like I got. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to go to a reality show casting today. So click the link over there. Vote for me. That's all I'm asking you to do. Check out those links for STDs. Check out the t-shirt company. Vote for me for a reality TV show. Okay, I'm long-winded. This video is over. See you guys next Wednesday. Bye.